Okay, so you all know occasionally I like to experiment with strange knives and see if they're worth the shit. A subscriber recently brought a Danish fixed blade to my attention that I had never heard of before and that you can only order from Danish sites. The site, which I'll link below, you submit an order and a few days later they give you a PayPal address and then the final total, which may or may not include a VAT tax depending on how much of a dick your country is about stuff like that. So let's look at the Vangedal Rover knife, which I paid about $42 for. Now, I've spent a bit of time scouring forums and YouTube for mentions and opinions of this knife, and came up with very little info and a lack of specs. There's a batoning video on YouTube, and well, because it's batoning, it's automatically good. A few forum people said this was the only decent knife in the lineup by Vangedal. I'm not going to say it right. But others said that the company only makes shitty knives for kids. Cool. If I don't like it, I'll let my 9-month-old have it. The Rover is a high-quality looking knife for starters, so let's go over the dimensions first, including its overall length of about 9 inches. And then the blade length and cutting edge. And handle size, right? We need the handle size in the grip area. Then the spine thickness, handle thickness, and its weight, with and without a sheath. It's actually lighter than some of my Chinese pocket knives, especially if that knife is called an Enlin or some gonzos. So what about the blade and the steel? There's not much info on the steel. It's just listed as stainless on all websites, like, you know, the spoons in your kitchen drawer. One vendor site said the blade is made in Portugal and the knife is assembled in Denmark, so it's Portugal steel, let's say. It's a flat grind, full tang blade with a clip point that has a satin finish. One of the few forum comments I found said the blade was not easy to sharpen, so we'll see about that. The wood handle is a good size, not overly large, but fits my hand well. It has a large lanyard hold, which makes it really easy to attach a bathroom key to for people who own gas stations. And you'll also notice the notch on the left side of the handle, which is used to help secure the knife in the holster. It's kind of a cool little touch. Which brings me to the holster, or the vagina, as Chrome has helpfully translated for me on several Dutch websites that sell this. So let me say the holster is about the nicest you'll ever find on a knife under $100. It's made from thick leather, probably full grain. It's secured with metal rivets and held together with some sort of gold finished spiral metal. Now the leather on the sheath has a natural finish, so expect to either seal it with leather treatment of some sort, because it hasn't been from the factory, and that means it spots easy and takes on character if you don't seal it. So you'll see right there near the snaps, there's the stud for the handle up top, and then the snaps keep it secure and in place. It's actually a pretty cool system, although it is a little tricky sometimes if you're not looking at it to get it lined up properly when you're putting it back in the sheath. Oh, hey, and want to see me cut myself? Wait, watch for it. Oh, there we go, boom. Yeah, I had to get a Band-Aid for that. Anyway, how does it perform? Let's cut up some wood and do a little batoning with it, so we can see how well it holds an edge and sharpens up afterward, unless you're just buying it for looks, which is fine. It's a lightweight knife, so batoning works better with knives that are a bit heavier, or at least that are blade heavier, which is why I'll use my Bud K kukri to chop this into a batonable size. But that didn't stop an idiot like me from trying it first, you know, whatever it is I'm doing here. The whole purpose of this section, though, is to beat on the knife a bit and see if it's hard to sharpen or if the steel chips or rolls. So I'll edit a lot out, but I will say the knife held an edge just fine throughout the whole thing. It was still able to shave arm hair. So clip points are not great for batoning because they tear the shit out of your baton. This is more of a camp knife, although it should excel at processing food and game and lighter wood work. And afterwards, even though it was still nearly as sharp after batoning and bark slicing, I still hit it with the ceramic stones on my sharp maker to see if there was any truth to that weird claim that says they don't sharpen well. And so it wasn't true. It was sharper than it came out of the box after 2 minutes or so. So yeah, I highly recommend the blade. I don't have much need for the clip point personally, but considering the craftsmanship of the blade and the sheath and its overall usability, it's an amazing buy for just a little over $40 US. If you like this review, subscribe to my outdoor gear review channel, like this video, leave a comment, and go outside and play with your knife. Just make sure no one's looking first.